Hey guys, this is the first. Trust me, this is the first. We in Australia get this under TGA before FDA, which is the first ever. So this is a new treatment for acne. It doesn't use any drugs, so it's got no side effects from Accutane or any tablets. It's actually a new treatment called Claresca. And basically it uses light. I'll show you how it's done in detail, but I'll show you how to turn this machine on. So come a little bit closer. And we can see we've got different modes with this machine. We've got the rejuve mode, so that's secret squirrel mode. So we won't this won't be done for another couple more months, but we're using it as a therapeutic mode. So with a therapeutic mode, we can actually turn the lights on by just hitting these buttons, ports 1, 2, and 3. What we have here is light. It's a special form of light. It's called low level emission device, or LED. And the treatment of this uses 2 different wavelengths. So that's the secret of it. It uses 2 different wavelengths, and it activates porphyrins, which are basically chemicals that are produced by bacteria. And in the end, it kills the bacteria that cause acne. So once again, this is a really good natural side effect. It's basically side effect free. It does take a couple of weeks for it to work, but the beauty about it is that it does not take any tablets. So no worries at all compared to taking Accutane. So for those of you who are phobic in regards to tablets, this is the treatment of choice. I'll show you how it's done very shortly. Thanks for that. Okay, so step 1 is mixing the photo converter gel, which is a derivative of ALA. So we know it's a light activated substance, but it's secret squirrel and they won't tell us what it is. Now, step 2 is patient preparation. We don't want the hair to be bleached, so we basically just use a hairband. Now, step 3 is application of the photo converter gel. We apply it to all areas which are prone to getting acne. So mostly in the T-zone, but we also apply it around the chin, around the cheeks, the nose, and basically all areas of the face. Because once light activates this gel, it activates it in all areas. So it's best to cover the entire face. Now, step 4 is activation with the light. This light is a unique light because it contains 2 different wavelengths, one in the 447, which is a majority, and one in the 415. So what the light does, you can see what it does under a special fluorescence. It activates the gel, which is concentrated in the pilosebaceous units where the bacteria lives. So light activates the gel, which in turn kills the bacteria. So what does the treatment feel like? So, mate, this is your, how many treatments?
Third treatment.
Third treatment. How'd you find that?
It's good. It's quite easy, just lying here.
Yeah.
A light sting, and you come out feeling quite hot, like you spent a day in the sun.
Yep.
Besides that, it's quite an easy treatment.
Yep. And are you red for a couple of hours after that?
It all sort of fades within 2 hours.
Cool. Excellent. Mate, thanks for that. Cheers, mate. Okay, now for the before and afters. Now, with Claresca, it's essential to pick the correct patient. The correct patient are the ones with papular-pustular acne. In other words, zits and pimples and very little blackheads. So you can see the before and after. This is at 12 weeks. So it's got sustained treatment all the way up to 6 months. And once again, it's imperative to pick the right patient. Those with zits and pimples. Patients with blackheads do very poorly before, and look at the after treatment. Still has some acne, not perfect, but much better. And remember, we're not using tablets at all. So now that we've talked about the photo converter gel, the activation of the gel, what else is it that makes this treatment unique? It's basically the blue light systems. So this is what it looks like underneath the lamps, and you can see the 2 different kinds of lights. The majority of the lights are actually 447, which are these, and the 415s are these, and we're looking at the wavelength. So in combination, the wavelengths around the mid 400 nanometer spectrum actually targets the porphyrins made by the bacteria. So that's how it actually works. So with this machine, compared to, let's say, using an Omnilux or any of the other machines, we're using blue light, but we're hitting the spectrum that varies between 415 all the way to 447. So it's a much better system because we are using better coverage. So that, my friends, is Claresca, and that's the mode of how we actually use it. To summarize, what is my conclusion on Claresca? Guys, what do I think of Claresca? You will have this hopefully in the US by late 2017 or early 2018. Look, I think this is a good treatment. It's certainly got potential. I think this treatment is much like what you guys have in the US at the moment, which is basically ALA using Luvan together with blue light. But what this does is that it also gives 2 spectrums of blue light, which means hopefully it'll work a lot better. But also, Claresca gives the patient an actual program rather than a step-by-step, let's see how you go. So this is a 6-week program, and I think it's one of the first that actually shows clinical papers that show that it actually does work. So look, early days yet. Do I endorse it? Well, look, I think there is a place for it, certainly for patients who are phobic to tablets, who want acne treatments done naturally. For example, patients who can't tolerate Accutane, who can't tolerate tablets, who are, for example, trying to conceive. This is a super safe treatment where you're basically using cream and light to activate the chemical. So stay tuned, because this is early days yet. I'm not going to say whether I like it or whether I don't like it, but certainly over the next 3 to 6 months, you'll see the before and after results. So this is brand new stuff. You'll get it in the US, like I said, in a year or 2, and we'll see how things go. Hey, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for more info on anything laser or dermatology wise. Thanks again.